What's going on? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are going to discuss how to achieve the strong enough kettlebell strength standards. What are the strong enough kettlebell strength standards? Well, I made a video a while back on this here YouTube channel about what would be considered the benchmarks to be quote unquote strong enough. I got to put the air quotes in there, right? Strong enough. And strong enough is to be able to pretty much do whatever it is you want to do. In case you missed it, here is the definition of what I consider strong enough. I believe that strong enough is simply the ability to tackle anything that life throws at you so you can throw it right back. Okay. So what it looks like is you go out, chop a cord of wood without being overly sore or sore at all the next day. You can grapple without getting gassed or at least too gassed. You can pack out your house at a moment's notice and, probably even run faster, further than your friend when being chased off by a pissed off mama grizzly bear whose cubs you just scared while traipsing through the woods. All right. So after 20 years of experience, here's what strong enough looks like to me. All right. Number one, it's 10 sets of 5 of the double kettlebell clean and press with a pair of 32s. 32 kilos in 20 minutes or less. Number 2, it's 10 sets of 5 double front squat with a pair of 32s in 20 minutes or less. Number 3, it's 10 sets of 10 reps of 32 kilo snatches or 100 reps total, okay, in 10 minutes. So 5 sets of 10 each side, that's what we're looking at. Now, obviously, depending on your current strength and conditioning levels, from where you stand or sit or watching this video, those standards might look kind of daunting. And they may just seem downright out of reach and impossible. That's why I recommend you stair step your goals using these interim benchmarks, which we're going to pop up here on the screen. Goal number 1 is to use a pair of 16s, 2 16 kilos for the double kettlebell clean and press, the double front squat, and a 16 kilo for the snatch. All right. Goal number 2 is to use a pair of 20s for the clean and press, the double front squat, and a 20 kilo for the snatch. Goal number 3, a pair of 24 kilos for the clean and press, the double front squat, and a 24 kilo for the snatch. Goal number 4, use a pair of 28 kilo kettlebells for the clean and press, double front squat, and a 28 kilo for the snatch. It's not really important where you start, right? The important part is that you get started. You embrace that process and get going. But again, you might be wondering, well, Jeff, how do I get started? Okay, well, generally speaking, I'm going to lay out an outline for you here. I recommend starting first and foremost with your number 1 weakness. And for many, if not most, that's going to be the double kettlebell front squat. And that's for many reasons. Primarily, number 1, it teaches you how to stay tight in the rack. Number 2, it teaches you how to create intra-abdominal pressure, also known as IAP, which helps stabilize your lower back and pelvis, which is pretty smart if you want to stabilize your spine and protect your spine, okay? Number 3, the front squat strengthens your abs from the inside out, both what we call the inner unit, which creates that IAP, and the outer unit. Number 4, it strengthens your legs. Well, that's kind of obvious. Number 5, it strengthens your shoulders from holding the bells in the rack. And number 6, it improves your press directly or indirectly for some. Okay, next up, I recommend the double kettlebell clean and press. Now, pushing your strength up in this lift will not only make your whole body stronger all over, you'll also have more what we call strength reserve. And I feel like throwing some air quotes in here. Strength reserve. All right, which will make your snatches feel that much lighter. Now, obviously, you should be familiar and comfortable with the technique of both the clean, the double kettlebell clean, which is slightly different than the single kettlebell clean, and the double kettlebell press, also known as the double kettlebell military press, again, which is slightly different from the single kettlebell press. And you should be competent and, dare I say it, confident in the single kettlebell clean and press and have no major asymmetries between your two sides before embarking on the doubles, right? So what I'm saying there is don't just do a couple single kettlebell clean and presses, call it good, and then jump into the double kettlebell work, okay? Take your time, go through the singles, hit some benchmarks. A good benchmark, right, while we're talking about it, is 10 by 5 with a 24 kilo, okay, on each side, clean and press, okay? So clean and press right side, 5 reps, clean and press left side, 5 reps, 10 sets, both sides, that's 20 sets total. That is a great foundation and a great benchmark upon which to build your double kettlebell clean and press foundation, okay? Next up, focus on the snatch. And if you don't know how to snatch or you aren't comfortable with the snatch yet, Well, that's what the one hand swing is for. Okay. So focus on the one hand swing. It's a great foundational exercise for the snatch. Now, you might be wondering, Jeff, why do you do it in this order? Simple. Power is based or formed on a foundation of maximum strength or training to be stronger. So the stronger you are, the more potential power you can produce or express. Now you might want to argue with me about that and think that's not true. Let me give you a quick case in point. In 2005, I got my RKC, Russian Kettlebell Challenge instructor certification. And at that time, we were required to snatch a 24 kilo, or I was anyway, for 74 reps nonstop, one hand switch. Okay. And that was based on my weight. Now at that time, I could do snatch grip deadlifts from right around the knee, maybe just below, with 270 kilos for a set of 3. That was my 3RM on the snatch grip deadlift. Well, I reasoned in my mind, and don't ask me to translate that for you into pounds. It's well over 540, okay? So I reasoned with myself, okay, 74 times 24 kilos, whatever that is volume-wise, if I can do that easily with a 32, the 24 kilo will be, piece of cake. So I trained not with a 24 kilo, but with a 32 kilo. And my goal was 3 sets of 15, okay, each side. So 15 and 15 on each side for 3 sets. And I reasoned that if I could do that, then the 24 kilo for 74 reps nonstop would be a piece of cake. You know what? It was. Again, the major reason is because I had superior levels of maximum strength, which I could then transfer into power and power endurance. Okay. Now you may be thinking as well, hey man, I get it, but look, I want to focus on everything at one time. I want to do it all at one time. I want to train my maximum strength. I want to train my power. I want to train my endurance. Look, I get it. Me too. We all want to do that. Okay. But I only recommend doing this if you have that maximum strength base or maximum strength foundation in place. What's that look like? Well, bare minimum, you've nailed down, checked off, and you're fully confident in your abilities with the single kettlebell lifts, right? You hit those benchmarks that I outlined earlier. You're relatively healthy. You have no active injuries or lingering fallout from previous ones. Then if you want everything all at once, or air quotes, everything all at once, right? Well, it can be tricky getting all those parameters lined up, okay, and getting them outlined correctly. So I recommend you use a program that I've developed that actually will let you do everything all at once. It's called Kettlebell Maximorum. I will leave a link in the description below. And if you're like a lot of guys over 50 who have problems with their knees and or hips and have problems squatting, then I'll leave another link for a program in the description below called The Giant. Okay, a lot of guys over 50 are loving that one. So hopefully you found this video helpful and give you some ideas about how to train for the strong enough standards should you choose to train for them, right? If you like this video and you found it helpful, go ahead and click that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Click the subscribe button. And if you found it really helpful, share it with a friend or friends, all over social media. The more, the merrier, okay? Until next time, my friend, stay strong.